Now I'm going to share a personal story with all of you. Years ago, when I was newly graduated from college, renting an apartment, I thought it would be great to have a renter's insurance policy. Not that I was excited to spend the money on it, but I just figured I live on my own. It would be a good protection to have. So I bought a policy. Well, not too long after that, my husband, then boyfriend at the time, and I were going on vacation. We lived in Rochester, New York, and we were going up to Acadia National Park, way up in Maine. Because it was such a long distance, we decided when we got done with working, we would drive as far as we could until we were tired, pull over, spend the night, and then the next day we would continue on with our journey up to our final destination. We had everything packed, from sleeping bags to a tent because we were going to be camping for a few days, food, our pillows, anything you can imagine that you would need for a few days of camping. We had it packed up in our car. So we drove all the way to Springfield, Massachusetts. We got tired, we pulled over, we stayed in a Days Inn. The next morning, my husband goes down to the car, and he's wondering, what did Christine do? Rearrange things last night? Because I had gone down to get something out of the car late at night. Well, I didn't rearrange anything. He realized as soon as he saw that the stereo was ripped out of the dashboard that our car had actually been broken into. And when I tell you they stole a lot, they took the pillows that we were going to lay our heads on that night. They took the stereo. They broke the door. They took a lot of our possessions. What they didn't take was a gym bag that the zipper was broken on that was full of a bunch of different types of shoes. Now, I don't know if they ran out of time, if they just saw what was in the bag and realized they weren't going to get any money for it, but they left it there. And unbeknownst to me, in that bag was an engagement ring. My boyfriend was going to propose to me on that trip.
Wow.
So needless to say, the trip took a much different turn than we thought it was going to. We couldn't camp because they stole all of our camping gear. We ended up going shopping, buying everything, new clothes, new bathing suit, new towels. And when we got back from the vacation, I filed the insurance claim. And luckily, most everything was covered. And if I didn't have that renter's insurance policy, nothing would have been covered.
And early in a relationship, early in your financial journey, that's a big deal, right? You're newly graduated, first job. You're renting. Now you didn't know it, but you're getting engaged, right? Life is starting. And without that insurance policy, you guys had to spend not a huge amount of money, but significant for anybody, right? And the fact that you guys were covered, that, man, what a blessing. What a great story.
It really was. It really was. But, there's that financial piece to having insurance policies, but there's also the emotional piece as well. And that whole experience, it really stayed with me. I mean, all the way up until now, over 20 years later, I'm always like self-conscious of, did we lock the car? Where are we parked? Where are we staying? It had a lasting effect on us, but I'm just so glad that we had the insurance policy coverage to at least handle the theft at that time.
And you know what? Not that I'm glad this happened to you, but now that you're a coach, what a great story. What a great thing to be able to share with clients, with our viewers, and just be able to give a real life situation, right? This wasn't life-changing money, but given the circumstances and sort of the scenario the picture you just painted, it was a life-changing experience for you guys. All the things that you were going through, everything that was about to happen, the reason you were going on the trip, and the turn in life that you guys were getting ready to make, getting married and starting a family and beginning that journey, and for this to happen and become a story that you can share later. I mean, I think your path to becoming a financial coach may have started all the way back there, as you started developing and having these experiences that you could share later. I want to thank you for sharing with us. That was great.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I really believe that even in the most awful situations that you go through in life, there is a gift and there is something positive that you can take from it. So the positive thing was I got engaged and now happily married all these years later.
And you got all your losses covered by your insurance policy that you didn't even really know you needed. But luckily you took you were proactive, you were intentional, You didn't, like you said, you didn't know a whole lot about insurance getting started, but you had an opportunity to get some insurance. Sounded like a good idea. Maybe it wasn't very expensive, and so you were covered. And what a good thing that you were covered, because the outcome of that story could have been much different, especially if they had taken that bag.
Yeah, absolutely.